Dirt Vision is home to all the greatest shows on dirt. World of Outlaws sprints, late models, and Super Dirt Car Series. You also get Dirt Car Summer Nationals and weekly shows from America's top tracks. Dirt Vision has the best all-around live coverage with flexible options for casual and hardcore fans. No commitments, cancel anytime, apps for most devices. Get your Fast Pass now at dirtvision.com.
The best, you got them for a rest. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws. Dirt Racing will be available September 27th. Pre-order your copy today.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to round number 7 of the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series, and powered by iRacing at Knoxville Raceway. 4 races to go to determine a 2022 champion, and after a week off, these drivers are chomping at the bit to get back slinging some dirt. Tim Terry, Chase Rodman here to call all the action for you. And Chase, welcome back. Week off, and now we get back at it. And iconic racetrack at Knoxville, known for sprint cars. We're going to do some dirt racing with the late models tonight.
Yeah, Knoxville, obviously one of the premier destinations for sprint car fans, and obviously they've got the Knoxville Late Model Nationals as well, a pretty big event for these types of cars in real life. That event actually coming up here in just a few weeks, but this will be a good way to kind of kick that off as we do battle for round number 7 of this World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series.
So over half of the series has already been completed, as you see on your screen. 6 rounds in the rearview mirror. We got 4 to go, including tonight at Knoxville Raceway, and still plenty of action to come here on the next 4 Monday evenings. But we've covered a lot of ground so far, and for a guy like Evan C., he's covered a lot of advantage when it comes to the championship points.
And it has been unbelievable what he's been able to accomplish so far this season. He has never finished worse than second, Tim, in any of the 6 races so far this year. He's got 2 victories, Blake Majulis with 3, but Majulis did have that one incident at Eldora. That's why he's 43 points behind Dylan Yeager, Kendall Tucker, and Logan Rumsey. Right now, the top 5. Tucker was the 2020 winner here at the Knoxville Raceway, so keep an eye on him. Wilson, Busby, Kiefer, Bishop, and Augustine, the top 10.
Yeah, and keep your eye on that top 15 or so. Matthew Selby currently in 15th, trying to lock himself into the next World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series powered by iRacing. 10 points in the difference between him and Norwood. Everybody else close behind. One small step of making or not making an A-main could determine what happens in keeping your license for the next season. As we look at this Knoxville Raceway, what are we in for this evening?
Yeah, Tim, Knoxville Raceway located in Knoxville, Iowa, the sprint car capital of the world, and that's where people get confused. It is in Iowa, not Knoxville, Tennessee. Half-mile racetrack, as you can see there. Kendall Tucker, the winner in 2020. And, obviously the biggest sprint car race in the entire world, the Knoxville Nationals, held in August every year, and that's what put this place really on the map. $150,000 to win sprint car race. The Knoxville Late Model Nationals coming up is $50,000 to win in just a few weeks. And as you can see, they're built back in 1901. A phenomenal facility right in the middle of small-town Knoxville, Iowa.
And as you see, Kendall Tucker is the most recent winner back in 2020 in this series. And it's funny how things kind of repeat themselves, Chase, because the first heat race this evening, fast time in qualifying, is Kendall Tucker. So we'll see if the 00 can continue on where we left off a couple of seasons ago here. But first of 4 heat races set to hit the racetrack. We're going to bring you 4 heat races, 10 laps each, top 4 advance. If you were with us 2 weeks ago, the LCQs were quite exciting. We're going to take top 2 from each of those, and then the feature going to be 50 laps in length. The first of those are gridded. Who is in heat race number 1?
Well, as you mentioned, Kendall Tucker, quick time. He'll be on the pole of heat race number 1 out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, the Swindell Speed Lab 00 car. Outside of him, car number 18. That's going to be Cameron Kaysen out of Dallas, Georgia, the Ryco Motorsports entry. Row number 2 on the inside, 10th place in the point standings right now. That's going to be the number 19 of Mike Augustine out of Danville, Pennsylvania. And outside of him, car number 13, Travis St. Clair. And St. Clair coming to us out of Nashport, Ohio in the Max Droop Sim Sports entry. Row number 3 on the inside out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Car number 10 of Stephen Wilson. And outside of Wilson out of Bakersfield, California. That's the number 14, J.D. Brown for Slick Sim Sport. Final row for this one, car number 4. That's going to be Justin Norwood out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, the 3D racing car. And outside of him, it is the multi-time Sprint Car Series champion Alex Bergeron out of Drummondville, Quebec, Canada in the Team ABR setup shop number 12. So 8 cars going, like you said, 10 laps in the top 4 going straight to the feature event. Bergeron having to come from deep in this one. It has just not really been his season so far there, Tim.
Yeah, and you look at Justin Norwood. We mentioned that top 15 cut off, that top 15 bubble. He is right there on that as well. Well, it was a matter of months, and now it's a matter of weeks. The World of Outlaws dirt game coming at us in just a couple of weeks' time. Be sure to get your pre-order in at worldofoutlaws.game.com. You see the date on your screen is September 27th. It used to be months. We've been anticipating this. It's been years we've been anticipating this, Chase. Down to months, down to weeks. The next time we race, it's going to be probably days before we see this out. Your favorite console, go grab it. worldofoutlaws.game.com. Get your pre-order in. You're going to want to have your hands on this in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and you're going to be able to race this track right here, the Knoxville Raceway, 15 days away, so just about over 2 weeks until the World of Outlaws dirt racing game is released, and it is going to be a whole lot of fun there. 6 different classes. You're going to have online racing. You're going to have the career mode, which is what I think I'm kind of the most excited about, the career mode. As you take a look at the weather conditions here today in Knoxville, Iowa, 67 degrees, slight wind there, 2 miles per hour, 57 degrees on the track temp. So good conditions here, and as you can see, the stands are absolutely jam-packed here at the virtual Knoxville Raceway. As Kendall Tucker, the 2020 winner here, is going to lead the field off of turn number 4, and the first heat race is underway.
And Kendall Tucker on the hammer. Green flag flies. We are underway here at Knoxville for round at number 7 to qualify for it. And Alex Bergeron already through the middle, 3 wide, making things happen at the back. Top 4 have kind of separated themselves. This is the mess back here for 5th on back.
And there goes J.D. Brown, gets into the left front quarter panel right there of the 12, but Bergeron moves him back out of the way, and that puts J.D. Brown up into 6th, but 2 positions out of a transfer. There's the number 10 right there of Stephen Wilson, trying to track down the 19 of Mike Augustine, who currently holds down that 4th and final spot straight to the feature.
And if you remember back a couple of weeks ago, Stephen Wilson was able to squeak his way into the event, the feature, and work his way up towards the front of the field and end up on the podium. So keep your eye on the 10. He's riding a wave of momentum, but he's currently on the opposite side of that yellow line on your ticker where he needs to be to transfer in to the main event here at Knoxville. We've got 3 laps completed. Tucker continues to lead. Kaysen in a second. You ride on board with Stephen Wilson. He sees the task at hand, Chase. He needs to get up here and get one of these spots away.
Yeah, you might recognize that name if you're a big esports fan. Currently at the top of the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series point standings in the playoffs there. So Wilson, cool to see him also on the dirt here as he is trying to track down Augustine. But right now, Tim, the track is just so fast. There's a lot of moisture in it, and most of these guys going wide open around the track. But that will change significantly as more laps are ran on this thing. You can already see a little bit of that slick stuff right there in the middle of the track. You do not want to be there, but that will get wider and wider, and that's when we're going to see 2 lanes of racing. That's where we see a lot of guys starting to pedal the throttle a lot, and that's when it gets exciting.
And Augustine beginning to look. See that 19 car of Mike Augustine beginning to kind of take that peek to the inside, maybe trying something here on Travis St. Clair. The 13 car trying to hold on to position number 3. These guys are both in a transfer position, and they are getting a little bit of a gap on Steven Wilson in position number 5 as Augustine continues to kind of test that inside line with 4 laps to go, making 3.
Yeah, and Augustine, you can see, like you said, Tim, looking to the inside, and you don't want to do anything dumb here and take yourself out of feature competition, but Augustine knows if he can get by him, that'll be worth 4 starting spots on the A-main grid there as you ride on board with Travis St. Clair, nice and smooth. It's tough to make a mistake right now with how this track is, Tim, but like I said, that's going to change a ton here at the end of these heat races. Augustine has a look to the inside down the back straightaway, pulls up alongside of Travis St. Clair into turns 3 and 4. White flag this time by contact off the corner.
Yeah, a little bit of a bobble there. Augustine going to be able to take position number 3. Oh, by the way, here comes J.D. Brown as well to try to join this pack. Steven Wilson trying to make one more last-ditch effort to take a spot, but up in front, it's all Kendall Tucker as Tucker comes through and will collect the checker flag. Kaysen, Augustine, and St. Clair, your 4 transferees. J.D. Brown was making a run at the end of this one, Chase, and just finished outside in position number 6. Steven Wilson, 5th. Alex Bergeron and Justin Norwood not able to really make any gains from where they qualified this evening. They'll have to come through the last chance showdowns. Heat 2 getting ready to grid.
Yeah, let's take a look at the lineup for this one. On the pole, car number 80. That car is driven by Dylan Wilson for D1RT Racing. He's out of Bakersfield, California. And outside of him is fellow California, the 82. That's going to be Desmond Busby out of Stockton, also for D1RT Racing. Row number 2 on the inside, car number 46. That'll be Matthew Selby for Powerhouse Performance out of Louisville, Kentucky in the 46. And outside of him is fellow Kentucky driver, the 157 car of Drew Hopkins from Rockcastle, Kentucky for CFM Esports. Row number 3, how about this? Blake Majula, second in the point standings from the 5th position out of Asheville, New York, the CFM Esports number 127, the former series champion. And to the outside of him, the 05, a Nathan Waddell from Anniston, Alabama, the Apex Industries car. Row number 4, it's car number 2, Jesse Wall for Ryco Motorsports out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina. And final starter for this one, the 113, Jaden Krause out of Louisville, Kentucky. 8 cars, 10 laps, top 4. But the 127 of Majulis, man, not a good qualifying effort, Tim.
No, definitely not. You see those other drivers that he's racing for or racing with when it comes to championship standings up in front of their heat. It's not a huge task compared to what Alex Bergeron just had to go through, but it's going to be a task nonetheless trying to get through and trying to get into one of those transfer positions ahead of him as we get ready to go racing in heat race number 2 here at Knoxville Raceway. And he's got some stout drivers ahead of him, but speaking of those, if you want to learn more about these drivers, learn more about the series, where we're going in the next couple of weeks, who is where in the standings, the kind of the spotter guide that they have on the website as well, iRacing.com/WOOLM for World of Outlaws late models, iRacing.com/WOOLM to learn more about the series, how you can get involved, how you can race your way in. Everything that you need can be found at that link. And I know you and I, Chase, both love that spotter guide. You can put a face to a car, to a number, and kind of make everything make sense.
Yeah, it is a very helpful link. I'm actually looking at it right now as we roll these cars onto the speedway. But Majulis, back in the 5th spot, comes into tonight, I want to say 43 points behind Evan C. for the championship. And if I look ahead here in the next couple of heat races, Tim, Evan C. is on the pole of heat race number 4. So Majulis has really got to get up on the wheel here. He needs to run at least 2nd in this thing to try and keep it close with C when it comes to the feature event, because C, if he wins that heat race, will start 4th. And Majulis, you know, with the current point standings, with how consistent Evan C's been, Majulis has got to make some moves, and I would, you know, be willing to bet that Majulis wishes he was in a later heat race so that track is a little bit more wide, has 2 lanes so he can make more passes. Here in heat race number 2, it's going to be tough for him.
And we should mention as well, we have 31 drivers here this evening. Chase Barbara, Cruz Cadell, and Hayden Cardwell not here tonight. And I think that's the big name that's really standing out on that list after winning a championship and running up front in this series.
Yeah, and Cardwell has just not had the year that he was obviously looking forward to. But, you know, if you look at his stats, he won the first race, then missed the second one, finished 20th in the next one, then missed the next one, 20th in the next one, and then didn't make the last race that we ran. So it's not been a good year. How about the start for Majulis? He's 3 wide for second into turn number 1, Tim. And, wow, we knew that he was going to be aggressive here, but not this aggressive. He's up to third.
Yeah, he had a little more pep in his step than the rest of the drivers in front of him and makes that move on as Selby. And in behind him, it looked like Hopkins was going to be able to make a move, but he's falling back on the outside as we continue to race. 1 lap complete at the 46, now to the outside of the 5 of Nathan Waddell, trying to take away a transfer position.
Remember, Matthew Selby right now is in 15th spot in the point standings, the cutoff for maintaining your license to run this series next season. He's going to get past, though. The number 5 of Nathan Waddell slides up in front of him and takes away that preferred middle groove right now. Selby needs to be careful here as he blocks the number 2 of Jesse Wall. Does not want to lose another spot. Right now he finishes there, Tim. He'll at least be on the front row of a last chance showdown, but he wants to take that spot back. We got a race for third and a race for second up ahead of him.
And you can throw Dylan Wilson in it as well as you ride on with Matthew Selby as they battle side by side with the 5 of Nathan Waddell. And Jesse Wall's not too far behind this battle either. Jesse Wall was knocking on the door of a top 10 run 2 weeks ago and now looking to get himself back into main contention. And if these guys continue to go hard, he's going to stick his nose in there. We're almost 3 wide from transfer.
And that was a close call right there for Selby, trying to slide in front of Waddell, who nearly drove back around him on the outside. Selby makes the pass now. Wall and Waddell are side by side down the straightaway. The 5 of Waddell might have hit the wall right there off the 4, and that allows the number 2 of Jesse Wall to slide in front of him, move Wall up to 5th. But he needs 1 more to get straight into the feature event as Selby now starting to run a little bit of the slider line there, Tim. He enters it on the bottom, slides it up to the middle. That makes it very tough for a guy like Jesse Wall to make the pass on him. Now Wall goes to the inside, turn number 1, trying to make something happen.
You ride on with Drew Hopkins, and he's kind of at the back of this battle. You see the 2 up there, the white number 2 of Jesse Wall, trying to make something happen. The 5 of Nathan Waddell here as well. If I'm the 46, I have to run it high, but it might be easier said than done. Selby goes down a little bit lower into the entry that time, and look at Majulis trying to test that inside line one more time. Was to the door of second place up there. Oh, couldn't make the move, and here he comes again.
Oh, and he nearly gets into Wilson. They all 3 make contact off the corner. 2 to go this time by. Majulis will drive it in deep into turn number 1, slides in front of Desmond Busby, takes the spot away. And that is a huge pass right there for Majulis, but Busby not going to give up easy. Those are teammates right there, the 80 and the 82. Teammates not going to let the 127 get between them.
And if you're Majulis, where do you go with discretion maybe being the better part of valor here? Lock yourself in or get 4 spots up on the grid. The 82 gets into him, kind of rattles his cage a little bit, and it's going to open the door for Selby. It's going to open the door for Wall. Blake Majulis has his hands full, as does Busby. Here comes the inside line. Here comes the 2, and they come across the line, and who did it? Majulis is out. Yeah, he's 5th. Wow. That was an exciting finish to that one. Wall and Selby were able to capitalize when it mattered. They will move on. Busby and Wilson, your top 2, with Wilson taking the heat win. Majulis outside looking in. He had the opportunity to kind of stay in line and get that working, but he wasn't able to do so. Waddell, Hopkins, and Kraus complete your field. We need some time to catch our breath from that. We're going to step away. We'll be right back with the next 2 heats.
The greatest shows on dirt have the best fan gear in motorsports. Show your support for World of Outlaws sprints and late models. Go to worldofoutlaws.com and make your way to the Buy Now section in the upper right corner. You'll find hats, shirts, hoodies, and other great souvenirs for all fans. Spend $50 or more to get free shipping. Shop anytime at worldofoutlaws.com.
The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws! World of Outlaws Dirt Racing will be available September 27th. Pre-order your copy today.
The World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series is brought to you by ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. Pick up your ButtKicker today at thebuttkicker.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Available September 27th on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Pre-order your copy today.
Welcome back to Knoxville and Chase. I think we've had some time to kind of catch our breath a little bit after that dramatic Heat 2 finish for the transfer. Let's do it all over again. Here's Heat 3.
Yep, on the pole, it's going to be car number 48. That's Dylan Yeager out of Hamilton Township, New Jersey, in the Victory Lane Racing. Car number 48, and outside of him, it's Zach Mcswain for Ryco Motorsports out of Mooresboro, North Carolina, in car number 25. Row number 2, it's the 52 car of James Edens for Swindell Speed Lab out of Santa Rosa, California, and outside of him, the number 91 of Felix Roy from Naperville, Quebec, Canada. Row 3, it's going to be car number 50. That's Joe Cease for Warrior Racing out of Greencastle, Pennsylvania. And outside of him, car number 20, it's Austin Sessions for the Mid-South Mafia out of Longdale, Oklahoma, and car number 20. Final row of this one, car number 12, it's going to be Ben Countermarsh for Mud Duck Racing out of Union, Kentucky. And outside of him, the 38 of Travis Oldfield out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, in the Elite Performance Industries, number 38. So we got some fireworks there at the end of heat race number 2 there, Tim, and that is going to be huge for Majulis, and we might look back on this in a couple weeks' time, and you know, this could be the nail in the coffin for his championship hopes.
He's going to have one of those last chance showdowns to try to get into the show, but that is going to be a tall task with some of the drivers that are in those last chance showdowns coming up in just a bit. Side note for this heat race, you see the 50 on the inside of row number 3. You see the 38 of Oldfield on the outside of row number 4. Those two drivers have yet to crack an A-main, I believe, this year. So looking to continue that and try to, or not continue that, try to get into one of these shows and try to really turn the season around. Maybe that kind of mid-season break, per se, might have helped them. But we'll see what happens here as Dylan Yeager rolls off from the first position, and these drivers racing for a little bit of cash here this evening as well. They are racing for a prize pool at the end of the season where the top driver does get $10,000. So there is a lot on the line here, not only to retain licenses for the next year, Chase, but also try to get a little bit of cash in the pocket. And of course, the top 3 are going to put a little bank in their pocket as well.
Yeah, so the top 10 in the championship standings will get paid, and the top 3 of every race get a little bit of money as well. So that is very cool. And, you know, once these guys get kind of, you know, especially the guys in the top 5 in points, once it comes down to the end of the season, they are taking this stuff very, very seriously. I mean, they're taking it seriously all season long, but when they realize that they're in a place where they can get, you know, $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, then they are on the iRacing service a lot to try and put themselves in good position to capitalize and make a little bit of money on the side here. Dylan Yeager up there in car number 48. He's had a pretty solid season. He's up there in 3rd in the point standings, average finish of 6th this year, but does not have a victory quite yet. He could change that tonight. 48 car usually likes these half-mile racetracks. So he'll lead the field to green flag, and the pace truck is off, and we're underway.
And he has had some good qualifying efforts as well. He has made every A-main so far this year through 6 events, trying to do it one more time. Edens works to the inside in the white number 52 and tries to battle with Zach Mcswain, who currently has 2nd, who might have 1st. They're looking 3 wide for the lead.
Good stuff here on lap number 1. Side by side down the front straightaway. The 25, Mcswain's going to drive it in deep, throws a slider on the 48. Yeager, who gets into him mid sideways, hangs onto the car after bouncing off the 20 of Sessions. And wow, that was wild there. Everybody continues on, and Yeager is somehow still in third there, Tim.
Yeager got knocked sideways. Felix Roy was the other driver involved, and he'll have to be behind the 8 ball, trying to come from the back of the field in one of those last chance showdowns. Now the battle up in front is James Edens in the 52, battling with the 25 of Zach Mcswain. 2 white cars going at it at the front of this field, and they have that separation back to what is now a battle for third. Here comes Countermarch to the inside.
Yeah, and I think there's some damage there on the 48 of Yeager. They make some contact, and Countermarch goes up the racetrack. You see him right there, the 12 car, falling to the tail end of the field. That puts the 38 of Oldfield now into a transfer position. And if I'm not mistaken, yes, he's one of the drivers that has not made a feature yet this year. This could be his opportunity, Tim.
And the guy behind him in Joe Cease, same song, different verse, looking to crack his first A main of the season. So this could be very intriguing, let's put it that way, for this final battle to transfer as you ride on board with Joe Cease, looking up at the raceepi.com, and number 38 of Oldfield. And you know what? They're not far away from the 48 of Dylan Yeager. He's got to step on it here. He does have that little bit of damage. He's going to have to probably protect third before this thing is all said and done.
Yeah, you can tell Yeager's car is just very slow here. After that contact, he made contact with another driver. So there's definitely a lot of damage on that machine, and it is slowing him down considerably here. The 38 of Oldfield, the 50 of Cease, definitely tracking him down here with 4 laps to go. I wouldn't be surprised if this turned into a battle for third by the end of this thing. Oldfield all over him off of turn number 4. Also up front, they are starting to get a little bit closer here. Zach Mcswain, James Edens, the winner of this one, Tim, will start third in the feature event. Mcswain going to try and find a way by Edens.
Trying to get by, trying to make something happen here in the late laps of this heat race to transfer in. These top 2 have about a second and change on the battle for position number 3 with Dylan Yeager, Oldfield, Cease, and Countermarch as they battle it out to try to see who's going to transfer on and move on and who has to go to a last chance showdown. We are on lap number 9, and if Mcswain wants to do anything to try to move up, he's going to have to do it here. Final lap of this heat race as Mcswain tries to dig deep on Edens down the back straightaway for the final time. Keep your eye on the battle to transfer as well. Countermarch is there. Lead up top. Checkered flag is going to come out for the 52 with James Edens, Zach Mcswain, Dylan Yeager, and a 4th is going to belong at the end of this to Travis Oldfield. And Oldfield, for the first time this season, will transfer into an A-main. Countermarch trying to come from the back after that little incident that knocked him out of a transfer position, finishes in 5th. Joe Cease, Felix Roy, and Austin Sessions will have to work their way through a last chance showdown. Again, some great racing for that transfer position. Final heat race. Who's in this one?
Evan C., the current point leader with the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series, is on the pole. He's also the 2019 Knoxville winner. Evan C. is outside of him. Car number 41, that'll be Logan Rumsey from Manchester, Pennsylvania for Slick Sim Sport. Row number 2 on the inside, Christopher McGuire out of Smith Stations, Alabama, the House of Speed Esports number 0. And outside of him, it's car number 79, Blake Murray for Ryco Motorsports out of Gaffney, South Carolina. Row number 3, it's car number 3, Barrett Bishop on the inside for CFM Esports out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. And outside of him, it's Cody Sieber from Max Group Sim Sports out of Clinton, Tennessee. And your final starter in this one, the 21 of Damian Kiefer for Apex Industries out of Bloomsdale, Missouri, has got some work to do. Kiefer has had a pretty good season there, Tim. But man, not a good qualifying effort here tonight. Kiefer started out the season with a 4th place run back at Fairbury, and he's made every feature since then.
And you look at those top 2 as well. They can share that same stat as making every single A-main so far. If you want to log on and get your iRacing career started, and it doesn't matter if it's dirt, if it's pavement, if it's road course racing, if it's off-road racing, we've got a little bit of something for you over here at iRacing. Head to iRacing.com and get started on your career. You could see yourself here on Monday nights racing with the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series. iRacing.com for all the information on how you can get on the racetrack. And what a field as we get ready to roll these cars off in just a few moments for the 4th and final heat race of this evening to qualify at Knoxville. Then we got those 2 last chance showdowns. This one's going to be exciting. The last 2 heat races, though, Chase, have given us some action for the transfer. We'll see who's involved in this one.
Yeah, Evan C., a huge moment here. I think if he can win this heat race and put himself in potential, top 5 territory for the feature, I think that is going to be what really sends him off in style for the last 3 races of the season to win this championship. So look for him to try and pull away from Logan Rumsey here, who's, in my opinion, besides Evan C., has been the biggest surprise this year. The 41 of Rumsey has been very good in his rookie year here in the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series. Has never finished outside the top 10, Tim. He's got a 10th, 8th, 5th, 6th, 8th, and 4th in the 6 races so far. Rumsey, he'll tell you himself, he's a sprint car guy, open wheel guy, but man, he's made this late model thing look easy.
So we'll come to 1 degree, and I want to play devil's advocate with you a little bit. Chase, Evan C., if he wins this one, he starts in 4th. If he finishes 2nd, he starts in 8th. Does Evan C. have to win this one to set himself up for a good run in the feature?
I mean, he's been so good in the features, I don't even know if it matters, really. But, looking at his average start in the features, Tim, his average start in every features this year is 3. So, I mean, he started up front, he finishes up front. We haven't had to see him battle adversity at all this year. He hasn't ran into any problems in the heats. He's never ran a last chance showdown. He's never been put behind the 8 ball before. So if he does finish 2nd here, I would be curious to see where he would end up at the end of the 50 lapper tonight. We'd like to see him work a little bit harder than normal because he's just such a good driver. It'd be fun to watch, but we'll see what happens here. The green flag is in the air.
Green flag flies as we go racing. There goes the 79, getting a little help from behind from Sieber as Murray tries to hold on to a transfer position up in front. Logan Rumsey wants the lead.
And Rumsey's going to make a little contact with C off the corner. Rumsey, he is really looking to try and take the win away here. Looks back to the inside. C's going to get clear off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Christopher McGuire running in 2nd, or in 3rd, I should say. And then Barrett Bishop in car number 3 runs 4th. There's McGuire taking a peek to the inside of Rumsey. But as you can tell, the 41 car has equal speed to the 33 of C. And as we've seen over the last couple of heat races, things start to get a little bit wild when they're this close with a couple laps to go in these heats.
And with the 41 getting side by side and making that run, does that send a little bit of a statement to Evan C. in this heat?
I think Evan C. knows that Rumsey is a pretty formidable opponent here, so I don't think it's a surprise from C to know Rumsey's there, but maybe it is. I'm not really sure. Rumsey is extremely fast right now. You can see C is trying a different line as well, Tim. He enters the middle, then gets up to the edge of the moisture there. Rumsey's running the moisture all the way around the corner as we ride on board now with Blake Murray, who's side by side with Barrett Bishop in the transfer spot. Here comes Murray up the track, cannot clear the 3 car.
Murray's got to do something here to try to get into one of those transfer positions, and it's not go side by side with Damian Kiefer for position number 5. Kiefer is trying to get up there and put behind him that dismal qualifying effort that put him into this box. Murray continues to look up at Barrett Bishop. Bishop's looking up at Christopher McGuire. McGuire to the inside. The 3 of Bishop. Is he going to be able to get to the inside? Behind them, the 21 of Kiefer still taking a run at Murray. Fantastic racing as we continue to look at the battles for about 3rd on back.
And you can just tell the track is starting to take shape now. It's getting wider, it's getting slicker, and it's getting racier here. The cars are getting way up higher on the track, and we haven't seen the end of that yet. They are getting closer and closer to that wall. You're going to get guys way down by the infield berm. Here we got a race for the lead up front. The 41 of Rumsey looks to the inside of C, nearly gets to the side of him. They clear each other off at turn number 2, though.
Rumsey sailed it into the corner, absolutely sent it, could not make the thing stick, and Evan C. is going to continue to lead this thing. You look up top at the lead, you look for the transfer position. The 79 of Murray continues to make a run. Hasn't necessarily been too aggressive for that position, but that might change here as they come by this time and continue to work towards this white flag lap. In behind, little contact. Murray and Kiefer get into it. And now Murray's going to have to dig even deeper on this final lap. The 41 of Rumsey trying to make something happen up in front. Evan C. in the 33 still has that lead. One more opportunity for the 41 to get there, and it's not going to happen as the checkered flag will fly for the 33 of Evan C. Rumsey had 2 really, really good opportunities to try to take that one away, but was unable to do so. McGuire and Bishop complete your top 4. Blake Murray kind of falls back at the end, a little bit of the contact in behind from Damien Kiefer, and a Cody Sieber completes your field. We are going to step away, and we are going to set up for 2 last chance showdowns to set the field here at Knoxville. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This November, dirt racing's most celebrated stars align in an electrifying spectacle. The World of Outlaws World Finals. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte as the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, World of Outlaws Case Late Models, and Super Dirt Car Series Big Blocks collide. 4 action-packed nights, 3 season champions. Get your tickets now. November 2nd through the 5th at the dirt track at Charlotte.
The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws! World of Outlaws Dirt Racing will be available September 27th. Pre-order your copy today.
The World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series is brought to you by ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. Pick up your ButtKicker today at thebuttkicker.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Available September 27th on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Pre-order your copy today.
Welcome back to Knoxville. We have 4 heat races completed this evening, which means we are left with 2 last chance showdowns. And Chase, this one is stacked with talent.
Yeah, let's take a look at the lineup here. On the pole, car number 10, that's Steven Wilson, and outside of him, car number 12 of Ben Countermarch. Row 2, the 14 car, J.D. Brown, and the 50 car of Joe Cease. Row number 3, the number 12 car of Alex Bergeron, and outside of him, the 91, Felix Roy. And final driver for this one is the number 4 of Justin Norwood. And you were not kidding there, Tim. We got, there's 4 guys I'm looking at for this one, and they only take 2.
Well, you look at the 7 that are in here, each of them have some sort of story. Steven Wilson, podium run the last time we raced 2 weeks ago. Ben Countermarch kind of got pinballed out of a position to transfer in his heat race. J.D. Brown was strong at the end as we begin the first of 2 last chance showdowns. Joe Cease was close, was knocking on the door of a transfer, couldn't get there. Alex Bergeron and Justin Norwood missed it in qualifying. They're still paying the price for it. And Felix Roy got bounced out of a position to transfer in, or an opportunity to transfer in his heat race. So I think each of these drivers, all 7, we talk about the talent in the series, it being so deep, especially in this last chance showdown. But I think all 7 kind of have a chip on their shoulder too.
Yeah, all 7 of these guys want to, show out and have a good run here tonight. I mean, I'm looking at their stats here, Tim, and they've been in a lot of last chance showdowns and then made their way into the feature. The only one that, I could say probably not really in that category is J.D. Brown in car number 14. He made the very first feature of the season, finished 7th at Fairbury, but ever since then has missed the show every single week after that. And J.D. Brown, a veteran of this series, has been in this series for 2 or 3 years now. He's been in the Sprint Car Series as well. I know those aren't the results he's looking for. Starts on the inside of row 2, not in a transfer for the green flag here, but at least in a decent spot to, challenge Steven Wilson and challenge Ben Countermarch. But also Felix Roy's a guy I'm looking at for this one, the 91 car. He missed the first 2 races due to real world racing, wasn't able to make it. Came out the next 2 races out, Tim, finished 3rd and 4th, and then since then has missed the show both the next 2 races.
It hasn't been without a lack of effort, though, both on J.D. Brown and Felix Roy's side. J.D. has had some speed the last couple of weeks, had some speed in his heat race, just couldn't close the deal. And Felix, after what he went through in his heat race, you better believe that he's going to be digging, but he's going to have to dig from position number 6, and we're only taking 2. So That is going to close the window a little bit, and he's only got 12 laps to get it done, and Steven Wilson going to lead this field to green. I'm intrigued to see what kind of start Countermarsh can get and see if he can get up here, because he had some speed in this heat.
Yeah, looking at Countermarsh's season so far, it's been bookended with 2 18th place finishes. 18th at Fairbury, then he missed the show for the next 4 races, and 18th last week at Kokomo. So Countermarsh, hopefully he can have a decent run here. He looked fast in that heat race before getting hit. I believe it was by Dylan Yeager. So 12 car definitely has speed here tonight. And this racetrack, Tim, is just now getting to the point where, you know, it's getting wide, it's getting slick, and it's getting racy, and that's really going to come into play here. I think we're going to see a lot of sliders. I don't think we're going to see anybody driving away from the field here as we go green.
Yeah, J.D. Brown was already looking to the inside of Steven Wilson, trying to anticipate that start, and J.D. Brown is on it. To the inside he goes. He's battling for the lead with Steven Wilson. Back to the inside, Countermarsh gets into him, and J.D. Brown goes from a transfer position to maybe the back of the field.
Yeah, he's 3 wide for last place now, the 14. Now he's going to drive back around the outside of Joe Cease. Now J.D. Brown went from 7th to 4th in one corner right there, it looked like, as he's now following the 12 of Alex Bergeron. Bergeron trying to close in on the other 12 car of Ben Countermarsh, who is pushing around the 10 of Steven Wilson right now. Like I said, don't think the top 2 will pull away by any means unless there's a giant crash here, Tim. I think we see Bergeron and J.D. Brown reel these 2 in.
And if you're the top 2, you've got to go. Bergeron digging on the inside, trying to make something happen to get up and get a little bit closer to those top 2. Cease is looking at the 14 of Brown. The top 2, though, have a little bit of a gap, but it's not insurmountable for those drivers behind unless they start to get racy, and J.D. Brown's already trying to look at the inside of the 12.
J.D. Brown knows he's got to just hang out for a minute here. Let the 12 car reel in the other 12 car right now that we ride on board with, Ben Countermarsh. Once those 2 start the battle, that's when the 14 car really needs to start picking and choosing where he's going out on the racetrack and put himself in good position in case those guys maybe make a mistake, maybe get together, as now Countermarsh actually took a peek to the inside of Wilson with a lead for a moment there. They get back single file back into turn 3, but here comes Bergeron to the back bumper.
Bergeron looking to that inside quarter, trying to make something happen. What I'm intrigued on this is the size of the wheel by the look at the angle as the 12 goes back to the inside. Crossover, Countermarsh going to have to get back at it. Bergeron on the outside. He's going to have to try it again. And oh, by the way, Steven Wilson's not out of the woods yet.
And that slider in turn 1 last time by clipped the mustache hairs off the number 12 of Ben Countermarsh as Bergeron right back up in front of him. Behind those guys, Norwood slides for 5th by Joe Cease, but the race is on for 2nd. And there's J.D. Brown, like I was talking about a minute ago, Tim. He sees these guys battling. He's got to make the right move here as Countermarsh trying to park it on the nose of Bergeron. They get together down the straightaway, and there goes J.D. Brown.
They're both up in the wall, and there goes Cease to the inside of Bergeron, and they're going to stack them up in behind, and your top 2 are now going to pull away from the rest of the running order. Heartbreak for Bergeron, heartbreak for Countermarsh. J.D. Brown's going to inherit 2nd.
And J.D. Brown was in the right place at the right time there, Tim, and as long as his his steering wheel doesn't fall out of his hands or fall off the desk or whatever, he should be in good shape. He's got about 2 seconds over the 3rd place car of Justin Norwood, and he's actually catching up to Steven Wilson just a little bit here with 3 laps to go.
And you look back from J.D. Brown, that is Justin Norwood running in position number 3, and let's call a spade Chase hasn't really been that good all night long. He didn't qualify well, started 7th, shotgun on this last chance showdown, and is up to 3rd and was able to dodge most of that, but you saw that gap. This is the battle right here. Norwood's hoping that these 2 tangle and have something for them, but Steven Wilson has been flawless in this last chance showdown. He'll come by this time and get 1 to go.
Yeah, oh, here comes J.D. Brown. He's actually going to try and put a move on Steven Wilson for the lead. Wilson's going to drive back around him. I'm surprised these guys are actually doing this. I thought they'd kind of just take it easy here, but they're coming into the final corner, and it looks like Steven Wilson will come off in turn number 4 and get the win in last chance showdown at number 1. J.D. Brown is going to be right behind him in the second position and transfer to tonight's feature event. Justin Norwood third, Ben Countermarsh fourth, Felix Roy fifth, Joe Season sixth, and Alex Bergeron will finish out the field in the seventh position. And now this is the last chance showdown we were looking at, Tim. The 127 of Blake Majulis on the front row. To the outside of him, the 79 car of Blake Murray. Row 2, it's the 05 of Nathan Waddell, and outside of him, the 21 of Damian Kiefer. Row number 3, the 157 of Drew Hopkins and the 357 of Cody Sieber. And then your final two cars for this one, the 113 of Jaden Krause and the 20 of Austin Sessions. Now, this one, I could definitely see Majulis pulling away from the rest of the field, Tim, and the race beyond for second. Majulis does not want any part of any battle for this one. He's right there with Evan C. in the championship points, so look for him to be a little bit more safe, I would say.
You look at Damian Kiefer, though, sitting in position number 4 on this last chance showdown. He's made every feature event, every A-main so far this season, looking to do so and continue that trend, but he's got to gain a few positions before he gets to that point. Blake Murray was real quick in his heat race, was just on the wrong side of the inch. Drew Hopkins had a decent qualifying effort. You see him in the 157 right there. There's some stories here as well. Some neat numbers on that one as well, and a sharp-looking scheme, but he's going to have to roll it from position number 5. He's going to need to find, or have to find, at least 3 spots here.
Yeah, the 157 of Hopkins definitely got his work cut out for him here in this one, but Damian Kiefer, like you said, I think is the guy to watch for in this one. Hasn't missed a feature, starts in the 4th spot. He's got Blake Murray up ahead of him. He's got Nathan Waddell to his inside. Those guys have not exactly had seasons to write home about. Blake Murray has only made 1 feature this year, but when he did make it, he was 7th in that feature. And then on the other hand, got Nathan Waddell, who's made 3 main events, but never been able to crack the top 10. So Kiefer, I'm going to be watching him in the 21, and then 127 of Majulis is more than likely going to skitter away from these guys and ride off into the sunset.
We will see if that is the case, or maybe potentially a surprise will come up with Blake Majulis and try to challenge him for this last chance showdown. We saw 3rd place on back, or 2nd place on back, get a little antsy in that last LCQ. The final chance to transfer in here this evening at Knoxville is on the racetrack, and Blake Murray and Blake Majulis on your front row. Waddell and Kiefer, row number 2. Hopkins, Sieber, and Krause in this race as well, trying to make something happen. One last opportunity to transfer in, because all that's left after this is a 50-lap A-main in round number 7.
Yeah, that is a long race around Knoxville. Like we talked about, half-mile racetrack, 50 times around is definitely going to take a minute. They're running, close to 20-second lap times, so definitely one of the longer races we have all season. The longest one, I believe, is at Williams Grove, but this one is going to be probably close to that length, especially if we get a couple of yellows thrown in here or there. So a lot of time for these drivers to be behind the wheel. Hopefully they got themselves a couple of water bottles for some cautions under brake for that main event, but going to be fun. Plenty of time for Blake Majulis to make his way towards the front. We'll see if he can crack the top 10. We did see something like that happen, at Kokomo, right there, Tim, with Stephen Wilson transferred out of the LCS and ran it up to the podium.
It can very well happen, and for Blake Majulis, just try to get yourself a good run, a good 12-lap effort here, put it together and put it in the A-main, and he has already put it to the floor. Green flag flies. Underway in LCS number 2, and it's a battle for second. Waddell up the hill, and they're going to be 2-3 wide, and Murray's around in the 79. Is that Damian Kiefer back there too?
Yep, Kiefer got into the back of him and turned him around, and now the race is on for the 4th spot. Jaden Krause with an aggressive move to get by the 357 of Cody Sieber. He's up to 4th, and now Sessions gets by him. Up front, though, it's a 3-car breakaway. You've got Majulis, you've got Waddell, and you've got Hopkins, the top 3.
Majulis is on it on that start, able to take away the advantage. Waddell was on it too, was able to get to that inside and get that 2nd place position. But you're right on board with Drew Hopkins, trying to get up here and make something happen with those top 2 within striking distance and plenty of laps to get it done.
Yeah, you might be wondering, if you're watching at home, why there wasn't a caution. There's no yellow flags in the heats or the last chance showdowns. We do have cautions in that feature, so that is why we did not go yellow. Look at Majulis way up there. He's 4 in the fluff, as we say in dirt track racing there, Tim. Way out of the groove, was able to keep it on all 4 wheels and keep it straight, but he's going to do it again. Majulis really likes the super high side, but he's allowing Waddell to close up on him a little bit.
And keeping Drew Hopkins pretty close as well. They've got a little bit of an advantage back to Sessions and the rest of the field, so this may be a 3-way dance with the top 2 moving on to the big show for 50 laps later on. Majulis way up the hill. Waddell beginning to search and looking to the inside. Majulis, is he testing the waters up there, maybe trying to learn something for the A-main?
I don't know, maybe, Tim, but what I'm thinking is maybe trying to help out his teammate back there. Hopkins, also for CFM Esports, might be trying to slow up Waddell a little bit here and bring Hopkins into the fight for second, but man, that could backfire in a hurry if Waddell tries to throw a slider. He looks to the inside right here, gets up to the quarter panel of Majulis, but not able to stay alongside of him down the straightaway.
He's trying to get there. There goes Hopkins throwing one to the inside, trying to get even with Nathan Waddell. Cannot do so that time by as you ride on board with Blake Majulis looking back at that battle for the bubble for the transfer position. Waddell trying to get to the inside of the leader. Can't do it on that exchange. We'll try it right here, and Hopkins is looking too.
Yeah, Hopkins has got to get going, and he's got to get going now. 3, maybe 2 car lengths separate him and the 5 of Waddell as they head back into turn number 3. Majulis way up there, 4 in the fluff still. Waddell a lane lower than him. Hopkins following in the tire tracks of the 5 car. 3 laps to go that time by here in LCS number 2 at Knoxville. And Hopkins just does not look like he's got the car to keep up and catch up to the 5 of Waddell right now.
So if you're Waddell, you're running in second. We've already seen before where Blake Majulis was trying a move and ended up in this last chance showdown. If you're Waddell with 2 laps to go, do you send it in and try to pick up one more, or do you try to stay right there and play defense?
And I think he almost needs to try and make the pass here, at least try something to get by Majulis, because Hopkins is within striking distance. We saw some kind of crazy, kamikaze bomber down into the corner here, and the 157 gets into the 5. He would be regretting not making the move on Majulis here. White flag is out though, but he does have a decent gap. Here comes Hopkins trying the bottom right here.
Hopkins has to go, as does Waddell. Waddell gets to the inside. Is he going to get the run? No, he's not. Up the top goes Majulis. Majulis goes inside. Waddell goes to the outside. Hopkins going to give it a go. They'll come to the checker flag this time, and Blake Majulis will pick up last chance showdown number 2 with Nathan Waddell in second and Drew Hopkins just barely on the outside looking in. Sessions, for the first time this season, Damien Kiefer misses an A-main. Cody Sieber, Jaden Krause, and tough break for Blake Murray at the start. He'll be credited with 8 in this last chance qualifier. That's it. Field set. We got 50 laps coming up after this.
Dirt Vision is home to all the greatest shows on dirt. World of Outlaw sprints, late models, and super dirt car series. You also get Dirt Car Summer Nationals and weekly shows from America's top tracks. Dirt Vision has the best all-around live coverage with flexible options for casual and hardcore fans. No commitments, cancel anytime, apps for most devices. Get your Fast Pass now at dirtvision.com.
Wanted the best, you got him for a rest. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws. of Outlaws Dirt Racing will be available September 27th. Pre-order your copy today.
The World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series is brought to you by ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. Pick up your ButtKicker today at thebuttkicker.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Available September 27th on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. Pre-order your copy today.
World of Outlaws Dirt Racing available on September 27th, 2 weeks away, or just over 2 weeks away. Your favorite console, be sure to grab it for it. WorldOfOutlawsGame.com. Over 40 tracks in Chase, including this one we are racing tonight at Knoxville Raceway.
Yeah, there is going to be some, the best dirt tracks that you could ever ask for, all going to be on that World of Outlaws Dirt Racing game, coming out in 15 days' time on September 27th on all of your favorite consoles. So, going to be really fun, Tim. Can't wait to play that career mode. Been hearing a lot of good things about it.
Several different divisions involved. You can race as your favorite dirt track driver. All the information at WorldOfOutlawsGame.com. Get there, get your hands on that one, get it early, make sure you have it on September 27th, and hop into one of those multiplayer lobbies when that does come out. And speaking about coming out in multiplayer lobbies, we are getting ready to go racing here at Knoxville. Field is set to go for 50 laps in round number 7. Chase, bring us through the field.
Let's take a look at the lineup here tonight. On the pole, the 2020 winner here at Knoxville Raceway. To date, his only career victory with the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series. It's Kendall Tucker out of Mount Airy, North Carolina for Swindell Speed Lab Esports. Outside of him, car number 80, Dylan Wilson out of Bakersfield, California, starts in second. Row number 3, another California driver, the 52 car, James Edens from Santa Rosa. And outside of him, the current series point leader, it's Evan C. out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Row 3, the 18 car, that'll be Cameron Kaysen out of Dallas, Georgia. And outside of him, the 82 out of Stockton, California, Desmond Busby. Row 4, 25 car, Zach Mcswain out of Mooresboro, North Carolina. And outside of him, the 41, Logan Rumsey from Manchester, Pennsylvania. Row 5, the 19 of Mike Augustine out of Danville, Pennsylvania. And outside of him, car number 2, Jesse Wall starts 10th out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina. Row 6 on the inside, the 48 car, that's Dylan Yeager out of Hamilton Township, New Jersey. And outside of him, the number 0, that's going to be Christopher McGuire out of Smith Station, Alabama. Row 7, the 13, Travis St. Clair out of Nashport, Ohio. And the 46 of Matthew Selby from Louisville, Kentucky. Row number 8, the 38 car, Travis Oldfield making his first ever feature event start tonight out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And outside of him, the number 3, that's Barrett Bishop from Mount Holly, North Carolina. Behind those guys, it's your last chance showdown transfer is the number 10 of Steven Wilson from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And outside of him, from Asheville, New York, the 127 of Blake Majulis. And then your final 2 starters, the 14 of J.D. Brown from Bakersfield, California. And the 05 of Nathan Waddell from Anniston, Alabama. 20 cars, 50 times around. Round number 7 of the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series. Tim, this is going to be a good one. And, wow, let's take a look at this racetrack here, Tim. I'm interested here. They did not do a complete rework. They left the track how it was after those last chance showdowns.
Yeah, we had 1 minute for hot laps for these drivers to get on and try to figure out what they could in just a couple of quick laps around. And just the footnote, and you mentioned it earlier during the qualifying chase, that the cautions are on, and caution laps do not count. Everything is green flag in this one. For more information on this series, schedule, standings, how to get involved, take a look at your favorite driver's stats, and take a look at their cars, their faces, everything on the spotter guide. Head to iRacing.com/WOOLM. That's iRacing.com/World of Outlaws Late Models to get everything that you need up to speed on the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series, powered by iRacing. What a beautiful 00 car. Love the way that the green kind of comes off that race car in that Swindell Speed Lab entry as the field gets ready to roll off for the 7th time this season. Pace truck is off, and here comes the field.
Yeah, Kendall Tucker, like you mentioned earlier at the top of the broadcast, is crazy how history repeats itself. He's been in this series for 2 or 3 years now. He's only got 1 win and that was right here in Knoxville the last time we were here in 2020. Been a good season so far for Kendall. He's up there in the point standings right now in the 4th position. His finishes of 5th, 4th, 3rd, 14th, and 7th have put him in good position for some decent money at the end of the season. 66 degrees as temperature here in Knoxville, 3-mile-per-hour winds, 53-degree track temperature, and partly cloudy weather conditions. But man, I don't think we've seen this any time this year, Tim, where they left the track how it was after the heats of the last chance showdowns. That means instantly we're going to see 2x2 side-by-side sliders right off the bat.
Yeah, we're going to get at it. We're going to get at it quick for 50 laps of racing. You see James Edens on the inside of row number 2 was quick in his heat, picked up a victory there, and will get that good starting position from it as Kendall Tucker and Dylan Wilson will lead this field around and get ready to go green for round number 7 of the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series powered by iRacing. Wilson to the outside, waiting for Tucker to fire. He does. We are underway at Knoxville for round number 7. And now we'll see who has that first opportunity to get there. Edens looking to the inside of Wilson. Wilson pulls back to the back bumper of Tucker. Tucker is going to lead the field into 3.
Yeah, Kendall Tucker out front early here on lap number 1. Wilson running 2nd, Edens in 3rd. And we're looking for just our 4th different winner of the season there, Tim. Only 3 drivers have been able to win these races, Evan C., Blake Majulis, and Hayden Cardwell. So right now, the highest of those 3 is C, back in the 4th position, trying to fend off the 18 of Cameron Kaysen. So far, clean and green through 2. It's still Tucker, Wilson, Edens, and then you got C and Kaysen in the top 5.
You kind of saw it off that wide shot there, top 8 or so, or our single file, kind of status quo, kind of have a little bit of breathing room. The 52 of Edens kind of looks underneath, and then everybody in behind is kind of shuffling and jockeying for position outside about the top 5 or so. And as I say that, Evan C. begins to kind of test the waters down to the inside, or a little bit lower at least than the 52 of Edens as you ride on board. Looking back at some of this mess, that's Logan Rumsey, who had to he had a decent qualifying effort, finished 2nd in his heat, but he's mired in this mess right now.
Yeah, he is. He's back at 6th. Still a good run for the rookie driver this series in 2022. But right now, Tim, you see everybody kind of up on the top of the racetrack, but that's going to change later in this race. Once that top gets way, way, way far out there by the wall, that's when you'll see guys start working the inside. And Evan C. just now trying to go down there and test it out a little bit here. So as the track gets wider and wider, that's when you'll start to see that inside berm open up, and you'll see some guys like there's Majulis right there. There's the 48 of Yeager trying to use that to their advantage and make their way to the front. 14 of Majulis is up to 13th place. Now, little contact on the top side there, and Majulis goes 3 wide off of 4.
And the 46 right in the middle of that is Selby, as well as Busby kind of struggling on that outside line to make something happen in the 82. But this is where the 2 and the 3 wide kind of sense of urgency has been in the first 7 laps of this race. Top 5, top 6 kind of got away from each other, and then everybody else trying to pick up those positions and kind of make those moves on that inside line. Look at the run that the 48 gets.
Yeah, Yeager looks extremely good right now. He started in 11th place, Tim. He's up to 9th, which, I mean, doesn't sound incredible, but he is looking strong. He's looking straight down there. He's keeping that car underneath of him, and he is making the inside berm work nicely where nobody else is at inside the top 10. Nobody is running that line that the 48 of Yeager is running, and I do enjoy seeing that. As you ride on board now with Barrett Bishop, he right now runs in the 12th position, and Bishop, didn't he come out of the LCS? Am I wrong about that, Tim? No, he did not. He started 16th. He's looking good here early.
Yeah, deep in his heat race. So there goes the 127 of Majulis up to the outside. Barrett Bishop going to have to go to the inside as they continue to swap positions at the back. Keep a half eye on the battle for the lead as well, as it looked like Evan C. a couple laps ago tried to make a move, and it's kind of separated the top 2 from 3rd and 4th, and this pack here continues to be the battle right now, and you can even see up ahead of Bishop, they're 2 and 3 wide for a little ways.
Yeah, there is good racing all the way throughout the field. You got the top 4 that have pulled away from the rest of the field. Then you got another pack of 4. Rumsey, Kaysen, Mcswain, Augustine are all right there. That's that battle right there, as they are all over the racetrack down the back straightaway, 3 wide for 5th. Actually, that's for 6. Kaysen's in 6th. Then you got Augustine down on the inside of the racetrack trying to get by the 25 of Mcswain. And that's allowing these other guys behind him, Busby, Selby, Bajulis, and a couple of others to catch back up as well.
Augustine's been trying to force that issue kind of down to the inside and make it happen, but hasn't been able to do so. And look at this. This is the battle for the lead, and these were the 4 cars that are starting to kind of make moves. You see Evan C. is now up to position number 3, finally got that run, and is going to look to the inside here at the 80 of Dylan Wilson. Wilson was to the door of Tucker a couple of laps ago, but really just didn't have that momentum chase to make that move. And now he's going to have to play defense because Evan C. has decided it's time to go on lap 15.
Wow, Evan C.'s car is just like we've seen it every week so far, man. It is just lights out. He got by James Edens, and now he's able to work the inside. The last time by through 3 and 4, nearly got by Dylan Wilson. And it's crazy to say that this is the 7th race of the season. If Evan C. finished in 3rd right now, Tim, it would be his worst finish of the year.
And he would still probably pad the point lead at the end of the day, too. The 33 of C looking to make something happen here, going to the outside, getting that run. No, not going to get there. Edens kind of tests the water to the inside. Kendall Tucker continues to lead this 4-car battle for the lead, and Edens is looking down to the inside.
I like that line right there that James Edens ran. Enters in on the top, and it gets a huge diamond as we got a race for the lead. There goes Dylan Wilson, throws a slider on the 00 of Kendall Tucker, and now it is on. The floodgates are open. We're 3 wide for the lead in turn number 1, Tim.
Evan C. goes to that inside, saw that opening, and was able to try to capitalize on it, and I don't think he's going to. I thought for a moment he was going to look to the outside of Wilson when Wilson made that move for the lead. The 33 continues to look to the inside. Kendall Tucker continues to pace this 4-car field for the lead, and they have pulled away by over a second from 5th on back.
And the cushion is really starting to build up down there in turn number 1, Tim. I saw Dylan Wilson tag it that last time and got that car a little bit jacked sideways. It's tough to see from the camera, but there is a pretty significant cushion up there next to the wall. And if you get into it a little bit too hard, it's going to throw that car sideways. All 4 of our top 4 guys able to, run it pretty nicely there. I really like what I'm seeing out of James Edens right now. He's running something a little bit different in 1 and 2. Oh, and there goes Tucker, hits the cushion right there, and Wilson's got to move to the inside.
Wilson took that look and takes a little more down into the corner. Up the hill, what a slider. The 00 going to go back to the inside. Is he going to be able to protect his Wilson on the 33 of Evan C? C goes to the inside. Wilson trying to hold on to second. This could be Evan C's big opportunity.
As James Essex would say, PSG, please stay green. Wilson up the track in front of Tucker. 3 wide again. Here comes Edens trying to make it a 4-car race for the lead down the back straightaway. But Wilson is now in control as Tucker bounces off the wall. Got a double box here as Bajulis is on the move, Tim. He is trying to get by for 7th as we got a race for the lead back up front. Here comes Tucker to the inside.
This 4-car battle for the lead is absolutely incredible. The 80 of Wilson now has the advantage, and Evan C. is going to try to get up to at least second on Kendall Tucker. It took one small little lip into the cushion, and now the battle is on for the lead in behind them. Cars continuing to try to move up towards the front of this field because they may run out of time if this does continue to stay green. And not to jinx it, we are going to complete 24 this next time by. We're almost to the halfway point.
Fastest car in the top 5 the last time by was the 41 of Logan Rumsey. He is trying to make this a 5-car dance at the front of the field. Rumsey running extremely good lap times right now. The last time by, though, that was the 00 of Tucker with the fastest lap inside the top 5. Man, good camera work here as you see Bajulis now up to 7th, but as you can see on the left side of the screen there, 2.5 seconds behind Wilson as you ride on board with Rumsey.
Logan Rumsey had clean racetrack, and he is trying to track down those top 4 who continue to put on one of the best shows we've seen all season long. Tremendous racing for the lead. We are now in the second half of round number 7. It continues to be Dylan Wilson leading, but Evan C. tried to throw something there. Kendall Tucker going to go to the inside and try to capitalize. We got another battle for second on our hands.
And then C, if he can clear the 00 of Tucker, I think we could see a really good race for the lead. Tucker right now, I think he knows that he's in trouble here as there goes C up the racetrack, slides in front of him. Tucker just kind of hanging on at this point, Tim. I don't think he has a car that can contend with Wilson for the lead. but I can almost certainly guarantee that Evan C. does have the car to contend for the lead down the front straightaway. I think he might clear him right here this time by into turn 1.
Kendall Tucker going to make it difficult on him. Evan C., though, is going to have an opportunity to make this happen. Tucker, does he sail it into the corner here to try to get back by C? He is not close enough, I don't think. Evan C. is going to be able to capitalize on a position number 2 as we complete lap number 29. Can he get there on Dylan Wilson? Wilson trying to pick up a big victory, and oh, by the way, this is now a 5-car battle. Rumsey has caught the back of this line.
I was going to say, just outside the camera frame there was the 41 as he now enters the picture down the front straightaway. 31 down and 19 to go. My math is terrible. Up front, though, they are starting to get clustered back together. Wilson, C, and Tucker is not done quite yet. 3-car scrap up front. Edens is trying to hang on to him. Rumsey's trying to get up to Edens. Down the front straightaway. Here comes the slider for the top spot.
And there goes C. Wilson going to try to get back to the inside. He'll do so. They'll pull even down the straightaway. Tucker wants a piece of this as well. Wilson goes back to the top spot. The 33 of C is going to have to set it back up one more time. The C going down into the corner will throw it down in. Behind them, Rumsey's going to pick up 4th as here comes the 80 of Wilson. Almost got squeezed into the wall.
That was a close call. Now here comes Tucker as well. He's going to try and slide by the 80 car. He does so. Seat bounces off the wall. Wilson back to the inside of Tucker. And what a move right there. That was exactly what C needed to do. Protects that line there, Tim. Does not allow the 80 to get back by him, but he's still right on his back bumper down the back straightaway.
And for a moment, he was concerned with that 00 trying to get by him for second. Wilson's going to have to dig deep one more time and dig maybe a little bit deeper. There's that contact, and the 80 of Wilson going to be there. And oh, by the way, here's Tucker. Tucker to the inside.
What a perfect move right there for Tucker. He rolls the inside berm up alongside Wilson. He's going to try and take the race lead down the back straightaway. Back into turn number 3. Tucker up the racetrack. Might see some contact, and you do. He moves him out of the way. 3 wide down the front straightaway with 15 to go.
And 4th and 5th are there. C is your leader. Up the hill goes Tucker. Got moved by Wilson. Wilson going to go back to 2nd. Rumsey to 3rd. Edens up here as well. It's moved Tucker back to 5th.
The 41 of Rumsey from out of nowhere now up into the 4th spot trying to take 3rd. Edens has got the inside line moving. He is trying to pay the tire bill on the bottom of the racetrack. The rest of these guys selling some t-shirts on the high side. But here comes James Edens down the back straightaway.
Evan C. continues to occupy the top spot. Dylan Wilson trying to make something happen. Kendall Tucker way up in the cushion. Who do you watch here in this top 5? James Edens trying to put the work boots on and march his way towards the front of the field from the inside. Rumsey goes a little lower, though, for 3rd.
My goodness, what a race here at the Knoxville Raceway. It is not over yet. Wilson still on the back bumper of MNC down the front straightaway. On board now with James Edens on the back bumper of Rumsey. They run 3rd and 4th. Next time by 10 to go, and Wilson is not letting MNC get away down the back straightaway.
And oh, by the way, Zach Mcswain and Blake Majulis have joined the battle as well. This is a 7-car battle from C all the way back to the 25 of Mcswain for the lead. If you're going to go, you're going to have to put the cards on the table now as we will come by next time by to complete lap number 40 and have 10 laps remaining. Does Dylan Wilson have one more slider left in him?
I think he does, Tim. He's got plenty of time too, and if these guys battle one more time, I would not be surprised at all to see the 127 of Majulis contending for the victory tonight. He gets by Tucker 18th to 5th with no cautions. The 127 putting on a driving clinic. He is not out of this thing, Tim.
Got up into the cushion there. It's going to allow the 00 of Tucker to go to work. In front, up the hill goes the 00 right in front of Majulis. They are going to have to get on it up in front. Keep your half eye on the 80 as well as he continues to try to make that move. Oh, gets into Tucker. Does Majulis and moves him out of the way.
Yeah, he did not like the maneuver put on him the last time by. Tucker did not clear the slider. Got into the left front of Majulis. He did not like that. Repays them there. They stay green though. They fall way behind. Now it's a 2-car dance up front. Rumsey watching this battle as Wilson back to the inside. Will we see some contact off the corner? No.
He's He's got that corner there. He's down to the inside. He's got the position. The 33 of C continues to defend. Will try to drive off the corner here with that position. The 41 of Rumsey is there, waiting to see what's going to happen to the top two and see if he can dance for this win at Knoxville. C continues to lead, but Wilson, is he in the catbird seat here? Does he have that opportunity to determine when he makes this move?
I think the 41 right now is in the catbird seat, if anybody is. The 41 of Rumsey is in a phenomenal spot. We know Wilson is not afraid to rough the 33 up just a little bit to try and take home the victory. Dylan Wilson not going away. He is pestering the back bumper of M&C down the back straightaway. This race is not over yet. Rumsey, the last time by, running identical lap times to the top two. Don't count out the 41 yet, Tim. He is eager for his first ever win with the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series.
Wilson was to the left rear tire of the 33 of C that time by, but that's about all it was as they continue to battle it out. Close quarter racing with Rumsey in third. C trying to continue his top two streak, and so far so good. The question is, does Wilson dispatch him to second in this battle? We are working lap number 48, 2.5 laps left to go.
And I'll tell you right now, Wilson is not going to let this one go easily. He wants a victory here tonight at Knoxville. He wants to win this absolute war of a race that has evolved from the Knoxville Raceway. C down the front straightaway, 2 laps to go. And how aggressive does the driver out of Bakersfield, California get? He gets to the cushion way early right there, tries to build a run down the back straightaway, but he's losing ground as they come to the white flag next time by.
Wilson is going to have to try something, and try something big as they come to the white silk. Final lap for Evan C. C trying to build his championship point lead. Dylan Wilson trying to get to victory lane for the first time this season, and he might have had his last opportunity there. Through 3 and 4, Evan C is going to go back to victory lane in the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series, powered by iRacing. Dylan Wilson second. What an effort, and in behind them, Zach Mcswain is third.
Yeah, what an incredible race put on by these drivers. 50 laps without a single caution flag there, Tim. There were a couple of moments where we thought that yellow flag was going to wave, but it never did. And if I could, I'm clapping right now. That was absolutely a show that we will not soon forget here. An incredible job by all drivers involved. C wins it, Wilson second, Mcswain in third, Edens, Yeager, Majulis from 18th up to 6th. Then you had Matthew Selby, Barrett Bishop, Kendall Tucker falls to 9th, and then J.D. Brown in 10th. Cameron Kaysen, Travis St. Clair, Desmond Busby, Jesse Wall, Stephen Wilson, Nathan Waddell, Mike Augustine, Christopher McGuire, Travis Oldfield, and I don't know what happened to Rumsey. He fell to 20th on the last lap tip.
Yeah, Logan Rumsey might have got moved out of the way coming to the white flag, or he ran out of gas maybe on that final lap. There was no contact whatsoever. That's got to be a heartbreaker.
Well, I don't think anybody was expecting that race to go green to checkered, so he might have put a few less gallons in, expecting to have a couple of caution flags waved, but that just never happened, and it's going to cost Logan Rumsey a huge points hit here. And up until this point, Tim, he was one of those drivers that's been in the top 10 every race, but not anymore.
Yeah, the thing coughed coming out of corner number 4, and he did not make it. But Chase, let's chat with our top 3 finishers in this one, and our point leader is our winner here this evening.
And Evan C., just the season continues, my friend. Unbelievable. Second, first, second, and yet another win here tonight. How do you explain this season? This is absolutely unbelievable. I don't think we'll ever see anything like this again. This model of consistency is unbelievable.
Yeah, we're just, it seems like we know exactly what to do, when it comes to setup in the race. Just a lot of time, testing with our teammates and figuring out where we need to be at come race time. And, so far we've, been really fast when it comes to long run speed and, just making the right decisions, it seemed like.
Dude, that race was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it was a 5-car battle for the lead for about 15 or 20 laps there. Tell us about everything you had to go through in that one. I mean, there was a couple times we thought Tucker was the best car, then Wilson, then James Edens on the bottom, and then you came out of nowhere. What a wild race.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying just now, I felt, pretty good about the race setup. I just missed it a little bit in queue. I don't know if it was set up or maybe line, but I was pretty confident come race time we would have a fast piece to be able to compete for the win. I knew Dylan was going to be fast. He was we had a league race last night. He was pretty fast, and I didn't really know what speed Kendall had, but he obviously had the speed during the race, and I kind of figured if I can just get a little bit of a gap, between Kendall and Dylan, that I could slide one of them and go for the lead after that, and definitely had a good battle between us. I mean, that was probably one of the best races between top three I've had in the Pro Series, and probably in forever. But once we got the lead, I think Dylan got into us a little bit in the left rear, and that actually gave me some damage, and it messed up something in the axle and slowed me down a little bit. So I was trying to kind of hang on there and make sure we stayed on top of the line, but we was able to do that, and it was kind of going to be hard for Dylan to pass us back once we went to that slider line.
Well, Evan, you have won, in my opinion, one of the best overall races I've ever seen with the Pro Series. Congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Yep, thank you.
Evan C. getting the win here, win number 3 of the season, and in second here tonight, putting up a valiant effort. Dylan Wilson, the driver out of Bakersfield, California for D1RT Racing. Dylan, second place here tonight. I know how badly you wanted that victory, and you gave it everything you had, I feel like there. You got to be happy with the result. I mean, I don't know if you're happy with the result, but you got to be thrilled with the speed you guys had.
Pass in the heat race.
Well, Dylan, sorry we had a little miscue there, but a nice job here tonight, my friend. A very, very good race. You come up in second. There was one point in time I thought you were going to get the win, but man, just tell us about that race because it was unbelievable.
Yeah, honestly, whenever I think it was Evan or Kendall slid me for the lead, I saw like 8 cars that were right there with us, and I was like, "Oh, bud, I'm just in the way." And then Evan got in front of me, and I was able to pace him, and I thought he'd drive away just because I kind of felt like I was in the way there with all the cars stacked up, and was able to race with them. He got into me a little bit. I got back into him a little bit, just kind of as a, hey, how you doing type thing. And we raced clean after that. And I try to kind of work to his inside and stuff, but I mean, he's in the points lead. I ain't trying to ruin his points here. He's had a great year so far. I don't think he's had any finish outside the top 2, and you don't do that unless you're running everybody clean every week. So, yeah, I just wanted to pass him clean if I could. And then I'm old, man. My eyes started watering there at the end. I kept hitting the wall, and I wanted to make it at least exciting on the final lap, and just kept smacking the wall, and I lost some ground there the last couple laps.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that. Your eyes start watering. I mean, how often do we get a green to checkered race, a 50-lapper with the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series? I feel like that's pretty draining, honestly, especially when you're fighting the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. My hands start cramping, my eyes start watering. You just start getting leaning, and you get the dirt lean where you lean out of your chair and stuff. And yeah, it's hard to pull yourself back and reset yourself. But I try to do the best I could there. Like I said, it's part of it. Usually it's not a problem on dirt. Usually we have our fair share of caution. So great job to the field and everybody involved for actually putting on a good show, because I know a couple weeks ago it was not the best show we could do.
Well, I think this week was definitely one of the best shows I've ever seen. Dylan, nice job tonight, and we'll see you next week at Weed Sport.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Dylan Wilson finishing up in the second position, and in third, I believe his first podium of the year, if I'm not mistaken. It's Zach Mcswain. His best finish before this was a 4th-place run, and Zach, man, the battle up front, I mean, you were watching it the whole time. There was 5 cars in a line, and I feel like you were in 6 watching everything go down, and then all of a sudden you find yourself on the podium. Nice job.
I appreciate it. Yeah, they was battling. I was figuring something was going to happen there. We was just trying to hit consistent laps on the bottom, and all fell in our hands. I guess Majulis and Kendall got into each other, and then I guess Rumsey ran out of gas, so we'll definitely take it.
Now, you said you were running the bottom of the racetrack. It seemed like everybody was running, top 1 and 2, slider 3 and 4, and then you had what sounds like you and definitely James Edens down low, and it looked like you guys were making some speed up down there about the midway point of the race.
Yeah, for sure. I moved down, and we was clicking off lap times just as fast as the leaders, so I just stuck with it. Luckily, wasn't even paying attention to gas, but we was like half a lap left at the line, so guess I'm glad I did move down. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you would have stayed on the top, probably wouldn't have made it to the finish line. Well, Zach, nice job tonight. Congrats on the third place run, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, can I thank my sponsors real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
SimRapMarket.com. Thanks for jumping on as a primary sponsor for this Pro Series. Mario Perez with Phantom Race Designs and taking pictures for me. Big Al's Guns, Ryco Motorsports for everything they do. Go check out some setups if you need them. Thanks for Huey and Sam for spotting for me there. Big thanks to them, and shout out to Kim for watching, and we'll see you next time.
All right, Zach Mcswain finishing up in P3 here tonight, Tim. And like I said there in the interview, I want to say with Evan C., that might have been the best overall Pro Series race I have ever seen. No yellows and a dogfight up front the entire way.
And you look at the championship point standings, Evan C. once again still up top after the great effort this evening. Blake Majulis in second, Dylan Yeager, Kendall Tucker, Dylan Wilson. The 15th place bubble, though, Chase Barbara missed this evening's race, falls to 15th, and only has, a 12-point cushion back to Drew Hopkins, who had a decent run tonight.
Yeah, I'm surprised Barbara's still up there, man, and only 12 points back to Hopkins. So hopefully Chase Barbara does make the return next week to try and stay inside of that top 15. And speaking of next week, Tim, heading to Weed Sports Speedway, the most oddly shaped racetrack I have personally ever been to. We go there with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series in real life. I'm not sure how many late model races they get there. It's more big block country, but I am very interested to see how this place races with these late models.
Yeah, this is going to be very exciting coming up next week. We are racing the next 3 Mondays to determine a champion in this World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series, and Weed Sport, the next one on the list on September 19th at 9 p.m. Final thoughts before we close this off. Chase, fantastic race. Probably one of the best races we've had all season with Evan C. going to victory lane.
Yeah, and just, incredible what he's been able to accomplish. I mean, 3 wins and 4 second-place finishes. Like I said in the interview, I don't think we'll ever see something like this again. Even in the dominance of Alex Bergeron in the Sprint Car Series, we never saw something like that. So, phenomenal job by him, and just a phenomenal job overall by all these drivers tonight. 50 straight laps of green flag action, and it wasn't even a snoozer of 50 laps. It was every lap we had something going on. So, excited for next week.
I don't know how we're going to top it, but we're sure going to try next week at Weed Sport. That's it for round number 7 for the World of Outlaws ButtKicker Late Model Series from Knoxville Raceway. On behalf of our entire iRacing crew and Chase Rodman, my name is Tim Terry. We will see you next week when we say let's go racing. Until then, keep the hammer down and we'll see you at the track.